Here we are in a new year, and one of my goals for 2025 is to start competitive shooting. So it's time to step it up a notch here and build out a belt. More specifically, this belt, and that is the Core Essentials Battle Belt. And today I'm going to go over this thing because I think it's one of, if not the best battle belts out there on the market. So let's get this thing rigged up and ready for the tactical courses that I take, as well as my first foray into competitive shooting this weekend. Let's get to it. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you did not already know, my name is Jay Costa, and I am just a red-blooded American patriot like many of you, living behind enemy lines, some would say, here in the great state of New Jersey. And if you get value after watching this video, please hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing, because we are building a tight-knit community here of people in New Jersey, as well as other blue states like it, who are into the Second Amendment and into our God-given rights to protect and defend ourselves in a state where we are under constant assault all the time. So if that interests you and intrigues you, hit the subscribe button and a notification bell so you can stay up to date with my weekly videos. And in this video, I wanted to share with you this battle belt by Core Essentials. I'm gonna go over the features of this thing, what I like about it, what I wish was different, and I'll go through the process of kind of setting it up for both the tactical courses and the classes that I take, as well as USPSA shooting. So a little bit of background, I have been taking some of these tactical classes for a while using my EDC belts, just like this one right here. This one is also by Core Essentials. I would hook up my outside the waistband holster to this thing and the mag holders, and it would work well. But the problem was I would get to the range with either all of my gear already on the belt, which wasn't ideal, or I'd have to take the belt off when I got there and add all my gear and then go shoot. Not ideal either. And if I had to adjust something or anything on the belt, forget it. I may as well take my entire pair of pants off. So now that I decided to start shooting USPSA, the time has now come to have a proper two-piece belt system that I can take on and off very easily without having to fiddle around with my attachments and holsters at the range. Now, before you get on my ass in the comment section, I know this belt and this setup is more of a tactical setup and not for specific competitive shooting, but this is what everyone else gets on YouTube, and I'm just trying to fit in, all right? In all seriousness, I take these tactical training courses, as I said, as well. So I didn't really want or feel the need for a race style setup just yet, maybe in the future. Anyway, I immediately reached out to Core Essentials to see if they wanted to partner with me in order to help build out my first battle belt. Core has been a supporter of this channel almost from the beginning. I've reviewed their EDC belts in the past and love their products for both the quality and the engineering that they provide to the market when compared to their competitors. They did not pay me for this video, but they did provide the belt free of charge, which I'm truly, truly grateful for. So first, let's go over the main features of this belt. So this belt is a 1.75 inch battle belt. So it's a 1/4 inch wider than your standard EDC belt. It also has MOLLE attachments throughout the entire exterior ring of the belt. You can use these, but you don't have to. A little bit more on that coming up. You can pick between different colors, black, FDE, green, like mine, as well as a bunch of different multicams and all that sort of thing. You could also pick between two different style buckles, the B1 and the B2. I think mine's the B2. Just pick whichever one you like better because they're identical otherwise. Now, this belt system is a two-piece belt system. So that means it comes with two layers, an inner belt right here with the soft side of the Velcro on the outside of the belt, and the outer belt that uses the Velcro to latch onto the inner belt. So since the outer belt provides a lot of adjustment with their ratcheting system, we'll get into that in a little bit, the inner belt needs room to be able to be adjusted. So that is what this stretchy part is for right here. So as you loosen or tighten the outer belt, this kind of cinches in and adjusts accordingly. It's truly a great design in my opinion. But let's get to the two main things, the two main features that I think separates the Core Essentials battle belt from the rest. Number one is the micro adjustment on their buckles. Unlike other belts, specifically battle belts with like a standard Cobra style buckle, which is more something like this, that you can kind of detach on its own, and you adjust accordingly, just kind of like any other buckle. The Core Essentials battle belt has their own proprietary buckle that uses a ratchet style system to give you micro adjustments up to a 1/4 inch at a time. So you can see here, it ratchets in and tightens up very, very easily. This is similar to their EDC belts, just bigger and more heavy duty, and allows you to really tailor fit the belt to your body, but even more importantly to your clothing and to your position. For instance, if you're outside in January shooting like I will be this weekend, it allows you to fit the belt to maybe heavier clothing that you have on. Also, if you ate a bit too much Taylor ham, egg, and cheese, you heard me, and you need to loosen up the old belt, just click that switch on the buckle here, and you're on your way. The second feature that this belt has that many others do not is what Core calls their reinforced power core center. Now, all of Core's gun belts feature this reinforced power core center. This design provides an insane amount of rigidity to their tactical belts and allows the belts to be able to hold 20 pounds of gear without sagging at all. I mean, look at how rigid this thing. It is not moving at all. Now, with all of these features, specifically the ratchet style system, this Core Essentials battle belt you do not buy in a size. It comes sized to anybody, but you're gonna have to cut it down to your specific size because it needs to be fit specifically to you in order for that ratchet buckle to work. Unlike their EDC belts that kind of have the measurements on the inside of the belt, this one comes with this roll that you line up with the tip of the belt and cut down to size. I'll show you that right now. Basically right here, here's the roll. By the way, make sure you line it up with the correct end. Use your pant size and cut there. If you're overly cautious like me, you can start with cutting a size or two more, but I tried that and honestly it was just a waste of time because then it was too big and it wouldn't cinch down enough to be tight around my waist. But better safe than sorry, I guess. So let's get this thing set up for the holster first. I have a Safariland's UBL, I think it's called. And let's put this on the right side of the belt. Now, this is a very thick belt, so it may take a lot of strength in order to slide this all the way on, but once it's on, it's gonna be good to go. Then we could slide the actual holster on. This is a T-Rex Arms Ragnarok holster with a Safariland's QLS fork on it and a T-Rex Arms thigh strap. I'm gonna pop that right on there, very simply. On there, ready to go. Now, let's get to the mag pouches. I have one AR mag holder and a double pistol magazine holder. These are both by S-Tac. They're S-Tac Kiwi mag pouches. Now, I know a lot of people online like the Malice clips or those WT fix straps or whatever. I don't really like those as much as this idea, and that is to use very simple Velcro one wrap. Now, Velcro one wrap has a lot of advantages over those things. Obviously, it's cheap and it's easy to get. You can get it locally at Home Depot or Lowe's if you're in a time crunch. It goes on very, very precisely here and very nicely because I'm gonna show you in a second. It makes it super easy. I actually don't even use the MOLLE straps at all. And what it does is it attaches to the inner Velcro of the outer belt, and then the genius part of it is that this part right here is actually going to attach to your inner belt as well. So this is not moving at all because it is on there with Velcro on both sides. And then we can put our rifle mag holder a little bit behind it, just cinch it up, both ends, ready to go. So let's get to what I like about this belt first. Of course, number one is going to be the adjustability that it provides, right? The ratchet buckle system allows for that really micro adjustment that we already talked about. If you're wearing extra clothing or you're sitting down and it's a little bit tight at the time, all you have to do to loosen it is click that little lever right there and it loosens. And to tighten it up, you just pull it however much you want, and it's good to go. And it also comes with this strap here for the extra belt if you're adjusting it on the fly. It's also absolutely rigid as F. I mean, look at this. Even with all this weight of attachments on here, specifically the holster, look how rigid that is. It is barely sagging at all. This is in comparison to, let's say, what do I have here? This is an AWS belt, and this actually has MOLLE on it as well. But this is going to sag way more with weight on it. Doesn't really mean it's bad per se, it's just not as rigid. There's pros and cons to that. But the Core Battle Belt, because it is so rigid, it can hold an absolute ton on the belt, which I think is great for like full duty style belt rigs. The quality on this thing is absolutely awesome, and the customer service is really always on point from Core Essentials as well. It's a great company. Overall, I'm extremely happy with this belt, but it's not perfect. So what I don't like about it is, number one, it is very thick, especially because of those MOLLE straps on there. Especially since I'm not using them at all, it just makes it unnecessarily heavier and thicker than it needs to be. But that's for my uses. That's not using the MOLLE system at all. Next is, honestly, it could be almost too stiff. Now, I haven't really used this out there yet at all. it may wear in over time, but this reinforced core that they have on this belt is so strong, it may be honestly too strong. It makes the belt so rigid that sometimes it does not allow certain flexibility that you may want or need. As mentioned earlier, this is mostly a positive, but can be annoying in certain situations. Trying to fit your hand, for instance, in your pocket with this thing on will not leave your hand unscathed. I promise you that. And lastly is, it's not made in the USA. That's not like a deal breaker for me, but some of you it may be, especially when compared to other battle belts on the market that are made in the USA, like the aforementioned AWS Lab belt, as well as the AWS SMU, and other companies as well. They pride themselves on having all that stuff made in the United States. This is not. So if that's a deal breaker, it's a deal breaker, but it's not made in the USA. That being said, it's an American company, of course. It's a great company, strong company with great customer service and a warranty of, I believe, a year. And you will not be disappointed with the quality of this thing at all. Maybe in the future they will come out with a USA made version of this. I know they have done this with other, EDC belts and stuff in the past. I'll ask Core Essentials if they have any plans on that. So overall, the Core Essentials battle belt is a fantastic choice if you're looking for your first battle belt like me, or if you're a seasoned operator or law enforcement officer. There's no doubt in my mind that the strength of this thing can stand up to duty use, and the micro adjustability makes it honestly perfect if you have to wear it for duty for long periods of time every day. And at $140, this belt is not the cheapest out there, but it's honestly a bargain for all the features that you get for the price. But if you want it for even less, when you go on the Core website, tell them you know me by putting in the code JCUSA10, and they'll give you 10% off your order. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the Core Battle Belt. If you have one, or if you have questions about one, drop a comment in the comment section down below and let me know. Also, if you're on Instagram, shoot me a follow at RealJCosta. Starting to put a lot more gun content on there, and if you like this video, you will love my other firearms related videos and gear reviews. I made a custom playlist of this. I'll put a link in the description box down below, as well as up in the corner right now. Appreciate it as always, guys, and I will see you next time.